About a year ago, in June of 2009, I was talking to one of the leaders of the AFL-CIO, one of the largest unions in the country. I had some marketing suggestions for labor in this country. Let's listen to one of the suggestions I had, clip number 8.
Let me suggest 2 PR campaigns.
Okay.
Okay. And run it by you, see what you think. Stronger together.
Right.
Okay. The theme is, first strength. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We're strong. And then number 2, together. We're all together. Okay.
Right. All right. Back on the Young Turks. Fascinating interviews. That's what we do. And we're going to do that right now with David Bego. He is the president and CEO of EMS. And he is opposed to some of the actions that President Obama is taking with the National Labor Relations Board. David, welcome to the Young Turks. What's Obama doing wrong with the NBLR?
NLRB? Well...
My bad. Yes, NLRB. Got misspelled twice here.
I know. A lot of people aren't familiar with it. That's part of the problem, to be quite honest with you. But, he appointed Craig Becker to the board of the National Labor Relations Board, and Mr. Becker is a longtime Service Employees International Union attorney, and has some pretty radical views on how union organizing should be done.
That's fascinating because you said he's a longtime union attorney, and he was appointed to the National Labor Relations Board. Isn't that the most logical thing you've ever heard in your entire life?
The board is designed to make sure that neither side, business nor unions.
How do you find these mythical people who are not either employers or employees? Are they all, where are they from? Are they from the Bahamas?
Jake,
What's going on?
It's tough, it really is, and I understand that. But you can find people that are more rational in their thinking and more middle of the road, and we'll look at both sides of the argument.
Unions should be allowed to organize without, he would frame it as, without management intimidating the workers. And you know that has happened in the past, managers intimidating people. Is it devil at my doorstep?
Yeah, the devil at my doorstep.
Okay, all right. So, and who's the devil in that case?
Well, it would be the Service Employees International Union.
Oh, the unions.
By the way, I understand you're non-union too, right?
No, I am, but I don't really care. To be honest, union is not.
So you had an interview with Fast Company back last December, and you made a point saying you're non-union. So.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, I happen to be in AFTRA. This is not a union shop.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So look, I'm not like, oh wow, unions rock and they're going to solve all the things. But Dave, look at what's happened in this country, right? So it used to be that in the 1950s, a third of the country was in unions. Now only 7% of the country is in unions. And what's happened? We've had enormous wage stagnation, and it doesn't look like it's helped the workers at all that we've gotten less union.
And Congress, in its wisdom, understood that a lot of people were being abused by union intimidation to get people to sign cards to become union.
But David, look, I'm not saying there isn't union abuse. I'm positive that it's happened throughout history. I'm positive it happens to some degree now. But there's also
Jake, it happens to a lot of degrees now. I've been through it. Trust me.
Right? No, I understand that. But David, do you understand that the reason the unions existed in the first place is because there was enormous management abuse, and if there is not collective power on the part of the employees, it opens up enormous management abuse again. You run an awesome company, we run an awesome company, but the numbers say unions get better wages for their people.
Well,
all right,
that's not the argument.
David Bego, I'm sorry, we're totally out of time.
I'm going to be in L.A. in October. Would you like to meet?
Oh, all right.
Barack Obama, when he was running in 2007 in South Carolina, was very clear on this topic. Now, I often tell you, President Obama was a lot more progressive before he was president. Now, let me give you a quote from candidate Obama, and let's see if you can tell the difference between him and President Obama. If American workers are being denied their right to organize when I'm in the White House, I will put on a comfortable pair of shoes and I will walk on that picket line with you as President of the United States. Am I not supposed to use the lie word? I don't know. You could say, hey, it's a different context. In that context, he was trying to sucker you into voting for him, pretending to be a progressive. In this context, he's the president, and he's trying to please his friends in Washington. And it's denied their right to organize when I am in the White House. I will put on shoes, walk on that line. What happened? Where's your shoes? Where's your shoes? I don't see them. All of a sudden, Oh, he's kicking back, putting his feet up. I don't see him on that line. I don't see him in the protests. That's because he didn't have any intention of doing any of that stuff. What his intention was, give me the votes, and you give me the money, I'll get elected president, and then I'll spend the next 4 years trying to get reelected president. You know what? Here, I'll give you their quotes from yesterday when asked about this specific quote from candidate Obama. Here's what Jay Carney, White House spokesperson, said. I think what we have made pretty clear is that the president thinks, and we think, that obviously a lot of states in the union are dealing with fiscal issues, big problems in their state budgets. They need to act responsibly, tighten their belts, live within their means, just as we in Washington, the executive branch Congress, need to do with our federal situation. Did you hear anything about supporting workers? Did you hear anything about supporting unions, about walking with them, putting on any issues? Did you hear anything? No. What you heard was they better tighten their belt. They got to cut spending. That's it. It sounds like he's on the Republican side.
Congressman, you know, I know you're big online, so we asked our Facebook audience, we have one on TYT Nation, a question for you. Brian Carter wrote in, ask him if he really does support Walker's efforts to destroy unions, because we got a lot of questions on this, and I wanted to ask you about that. Where do you stand on Governor Walker's attempts to go after unions?
It's a loaded question, because I can answer for myself. I do not want to destroy unions, but I don't want to give them artificial power. I want to give the corporations no artificial power, and I don't want to give unions.
Why is collective bargaining artificial power?
Because it's based on law.
The employees getting together in a free market saying, okay, we've gotten together.
Okay. Workers have the right to get together and negotiate. But just as you and I on a voluntary transaction or the actions between two people for social reasons has to be voluntary. Economic transactions have to be the same way. So workers who can voluntarily get together and negotiate, they can negotiate, but they can't force their will by law, and that's what the government has done. They have given them artificial
they're saying
power.
By law you are not allowed to collectively negotiate, which doesn't make sense if you believe in the free market. Now let's talk about what Governor Walker's motivations are in Wisconsin. Is it to help the average Wisconsin voter, or is it to help his campaign contributors? Gee, I wonder. So first, Sarah Palin jumped in, pretending to be on the side of the average working person in Wisconsin, while actually, of course, being completely on the opposite side. This is what she wrote on Facebook. Quote, "Union brothers and sisters, this is the wrong fight at the wrong time." Brothers and sisters who? What? Your brothers and sisters? How are they your brothers and sisters? Please spare me. Then she also wrote, quote, "Real solidarity means everyone being willing to sacrifice and carry our share of the burden." Really? What share of the burden are the rich bearing? Are they taking a hit here? All I saw was cuts for the working guys. Tonight, 260 Target workers in Long Island, New York, will vote on whether or not to unionize. Now, it's the closest any group of Target employees has come to unionizing in 2 decades. Target, like Walmart, has successfully dissuaded their employees from unionizing for years. They even made an internal video back in 2003 about the dangers of signing a union card.
Welcome to Target, where we know you'll have a terrific experience. I'm Doug.
And I'm Maria. And even if you already started working here, you're already part of an important team in a great Target store.
That's right.
Doug and Maria spent most of that 13-minute video talking about how bad unions are and how to deflect union organizers. But Doug and Maria aren't Target employees. They're actors. Even better, they're union actors. They belong to AFTRA. They both do. That's the American Federation of Television and Radio Artists. And the video was produced under AFTRA's jurisdiction. Rick Wrights, the actor who played Doug, was asked about his role in the anti-union video. His response, quote, "If someone hires me to play a rapist, does that make me a rapist? You take the job and you're an actor. Am I pro-union? Absolutely." That is simply an awesome quote. Now joining me is Independent Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont, a guy familiar with fighting back.
There are a lot of folks out there who say, well, you know what? It doesn't impact me. I'm not a union guy. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a civil servant. Doesn't matter to me. But let me tell you how it does matter to you. Wages are going down in this country. They're going down for everybody. And when you destroy unions, there will be no standard at all. There'll be nobody left to negotiate decent jobs for the middle class. So your wages will go down as well. Because right now, if there are union workers earning a decent wage, private employers have to compete to some degree. So everybody should stand with the workers, stand for decent wages, decent job benefits, and also the ability to negotiate contracts.
All right, Senator Bernie Sanders, right on the money as usual. Thank you so much for your time tonight.
Good to be with you, Jack.
Yeah, and look, the rest of the Democrats, wakey, wakey, okay? Snap out of it. It's a war on the middle class. When are you going to stand up? Now, we've got a Volkswagen plant in Tennessee, and some of the workers are thinking about joining a union, and that makes sense because then their pay would be higher, possibly. The key to joining the United Auto Workers is that you band together as the workers so you have some sort of leverage. Look, this is the oldest thing in the book. If you go to complain to your boss and you're just one employee, you get fired.
I think it's about time for you to break out. Let's go. Load up the truck with all your bad friends.
And you have no power, you have no leverage, you can't ask for more money, you can't ask for more vacation time, or whatever it might be, right? That's why people banded together to create unions in the first place. What they did was they gave some leverage back to the employees so that it was a little bit more balanced. Companies don't want the workers to have leverage, they want to have all the power over their workers. Now, there's some great ironies here. Different groups have put up, right-wing groups, 12 different billboards around Chattanooga to say to the union, to the workers, oh my God, if you wind up unionizing, there's going to be trouble. I'd rather spend it on a marketing campaign rather than spend it on my actual workers. How's that freedom working out for you? Well, the reality is, if you take away the ability of unions to negotiate for all the workers, well, then you've taken away a lot of their power, and that power goes to the companies, management.
Corporate power is what's, in a sense, oppressing all of us. Because by definition, they have to maximize profit. And so they have to squeeze every red cent out of every single one of us.
Welcome back to Think Tank. Hannah and Jacorey here, who is our Think Tank Director-in-Chief and one of the happiest people I know. You are just like bring sunshine.
I try.
Okay, guys, so we are talking about miserable people. And so there's a lot of people who are feeling kind of negative right now, let's be real, who are feeling a little bit miserable. And so sometimes that can bring you down. And so we are giving you some tips to not let it bring you down and also to help lift them up, actually.
Absolutely. Everyone needs a helping hand every once in a while,
Preach.
especially emotionally.
Preach.
Sometimes people just need to be heard. It goes a long, long way. A lot of studies show that even just voicing your issues with people, not even necessarily resolving them, just makes you feel like a weight is off your shoulders because you feel understood and you feel heard.
You just need a vent.
You know, just let it out and talk to someone.
Or you could just smile at them, which is our next one. See, I'm already feeling better.
See?
On another level, they better rise up. You looking something special. Pour another cup. There's no better